And hello and good morning. This is Bowles.tv, B-O-L-E-S, .television.tv. I'm David Bowles, and we are live, usually Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And we're here to have a lot of fun. And I'm seeing if my closed captionings are working. I'm waiting for it to show up, and it is, so now I can switch to something else. It's going to be a little bit more heartbreaking, but of course more entertaining. But before we get to that, I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you're all right. Let me know how you're feeling. Our bots are back, at least here on the live stream. I banned many of them. And then talking to some other Twitch streamers, they say, look, if the bots are not in your chat, you know, calling you names and wreaking havoc, sometimes they're there for research opportunities, for possible future advertising opportunities. Sometimes they're just collecting data about your stream, which can only help you. So a bot in your stream is not necessarily a bad thing. Just ban the ones that are misbehaving. So I thought, oh, because I got a thing from Twitch earlier that said, well, we can't make you a partner because the majority of your viewers are bots. And some of your viewers, and I think I know who they were, young kids who we had to ban, think that they're helping you by bringing bots into your stream. And the other Twitch streamer said some of these bots are there from Twitch. So if you're, and it's not identified as a Twitch bot, it just is, people know. So if you're banning a Twitch bot, then you're banning your future possibilities with Twitch. So after the show yesterday, I looked and there were a whole bunch of new bots that were just there hanging out. No show was on, but they were there in the channel, waiting for them to say something, but they didn't say anything. And then the bot problem, the bad bot problem we've been having on our Discord channel, is all fixed for now, it seems. Mr. Wick has taken care of them. Artist Dora says she is not a bot. Now, Gordon may research that and discover that in fact you are a bot. You may not know you are a bot because machines are not self-aware. But we're glad you're here. You're a VIP bot, which is the best kind of bot to have. Even though we know you're not a bot. Although Gordon's probably still checking because we don't take anything for fact on the show. Everything is checked and double-checked and triple-checked. And then done again. But the bots on Discord are really very nasty. They send you DMs, they try to steal your Ethereum, they try to steal your information, so you have to turn off your DMs on Discord. Those are on unsafe servers. Our server is very safe because Mr. Wick is watching us. Oh, there's Garden! I think yesterday's voice chat yesterday showed she's not a bot. Now, I thought the voice chat yesterday confirmed that she was a bot. A bot from New York, dancing, painting, making coffee, unaware. All those private details were being broadcast. Very bot-like, not human-like. But unreasonable minds can disagree on that fact. I guess Gordon has done the research, and he has confirmed that Artist Dora is not, in fact, a bot. She might want to be one. She might be trying to fake us out by saying she's not a bot when she's really a bot. Because would a real person come up to you and say, hey, I'm not a bot? The evidence is piling up, and it's only 9:10. So these bots on Discord are a real problem because they come after you. They try to do very nefarious things. So you have another bot, the good bots, the good witches, block the bad bots. And for a long time, we were getting raided. Like every 2 hours, we'd get 11 bots trying to come in and, I guess, register, and Wick wouldn't let them register, and it was all good. It worked. And then I noticed when I was just going through the membership roles, oh, we have 53 people on the server. And that includes some bots. And I said, well, that's quite a lot of people. I guess people are lurking and not saying anything, which is fine. And then I saw all these, the way you know a person is a bot, usually, is because they don't have a profile picture because they're just there to cause trouble. So they just have the generic Discord thing. And the color is based on the number that they append to your name. So you can all sort of track that and figure out where it's going. And I saw we had like 25 of these non-profile picture, what I'm calling bots. Artist Dora, maybe a bot, maybe not a bot. I'm afraid about Discord DMs. You'll have to tell me how to turn them off. I'm like a lamb to the slaughter. I know. I have another person in my life who's kind of like you. I don't like to say that because I feel like I'm disparaging both of you, but both of you are very much the same thing. And she might be telecommuting over work today, so I have to be careful because she's probably around. I'll tell you what to do right now. You go on Discord. Now, I'm not doing it on my phone, but this is the idea of it. Is you go to Discord, you're in our server, right? And you can do this for every server you're on. Then you click on the little arrow up there on my face and her face, and you're looking for privacy settings. Now, I wish I could show this to you, but maybe I can. Let me see if it'll let me. I'm using the app. Maybe if I log in from the website, I can show you actually what's going on. Let me see if it will let me. I don't know. Oh, this is funny. Okay, so I didn't type in the HTTPS. I just typed in discord.gg/bold. And Chrome is saying, do not go there. uBlock Origin has prevented this page from loading. It's dangerous. There's a filter. Go back. Badware risks. Disable strict blocking for disboard. I mistyped it. Now that's funny because Disboard is the one who was sending all the bots. I figured that out. They had 365 invitations they used using my website address, and I did register with them to get promotion for the server. And what happened is they sent the bots over. So that's actually a good block. I'm very impressed. There we go. Now, see, it's telling me that it's launching my launch. I don't want to launch. I just want to be... I don't want to continue to Discord. Or do I? Yes, I do. Oh, it worked. Okay, so here we go. So we're in the server, right? You go up here, you click on this little button here. The down arrow. Boom, boom, boom. Server boost. You can boost the server. But that costs money. You go all the way down here to privacy settings. And you click and see on it. And you can do this individually for each server you are on. Now, my server, I don't think you're going to have problems. Now, on my server, because it's my server, and sometimes Mr. Wick and the MeBot like to send me messages, I have it turned on. But you can turn it off, and then you click done, and no one can send you a direct message on the server. However, sometimes on some servers, and maybe on our server, if you have a problem or you're rejected for a reason, the bot will try to send you a direct message saying, okay, this is the problem, this is how you fix it. And then you'll usually get a message saying, turn on your private messages for at least this exchange. But if you're on a good server with good bad bot protection, you're not going to reply to anybody that you don't recognize anyway and say, hey, connect your Ethereum wallet, because that's basically what the bots do. We're trying to verify you, so please go to this unknown website and verify you have $10,000 in your Ethereum wallet, or you're going to be kicked from the server. Now, I'm trying to think if you can just, in user settings, if you can go into privacy and just turn off all direct messages? I don't think so, because it sort of relies on direct messages for communication. So you can turn it off and you can turn it on at will. So that's fun. So we do have Discord in the browser. I'm just going to leave that there. How do I get out of this? I don't know. Doris says, yes, I agree. I won't respond to anyone. Like I do on Twitter. Right. I know you're very locked down on Twitter, which is good. And if someone wants to speak to you privately in your DMs, they usually have to friend you first. Well, they do have to friend you first. So you have to accept their friendship. And since I own a server, I get 2 or 3 friendship requests a day. And I ask them, hey, who are you and what are you doing here? That's what I say, because I know what they're doing here. Server. What have I done? I'll just type the whole thing in. And usually they want to be a moderator on my server. They want full access to my server, and they want me to pay them for that. And I asked in the WIC form, I said, what do you do with these people? They say, you just ignore them. Say, I'm not interested. You don't even let them say anything to you, because you know why they want to be your friend, because they don't know you and you don't know them. So how did they find you? Exactly. They're nefarious. But then there are some people, like our friend Igba, our Russian friend who's not living in Russia because he's upset with Putin, and who has not been back since, I guess, I revealed who he was, even though I had his permission to do it. He posted a little thing here. Oh, this is so cute that I can use this now. I can use the web version and have the app version open at the same time. So ArtF. Need to turn off the chat, I guess. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, this is very messy. Oh, I have friends open. Okay. Hide member list. This is our friend Igba. I'm trying to get him into our Facebook beta alpha because I think it would help him a lot, but Igba, he or she, doesn't have, I guess, any Ethereum in their wallet. And I guess Igba saw that I, have the Ashita stuff up, which is very abstract, so this is Igba's take on an abstraction, which is fine. I think you missed a message I sent in chat. Probably so, because if I'm looking at Discord, I'm not paying attention. What did Doris say? What did Gordon say? I'm surprised bots don't just use images from this person doesn't exist to choose their profile picture. Often they do, but it's a little too difficult, I think, for them to, and we'll go to that site in a minute. They're not interested in that because it's too much work. All they want to do is get in there and message you and steal your information. If that fails, then they'll create a new bot. Doris says, nice, love it, very Picasso-like. I agree, I think it's very lovely. And I think that this would help Igba quite a bit to be on our alpha test. But if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. I don't know what that is. I hope it's not stealing our Ethereum wallet. But that's very interesting. I guess this is a fake person that doesn't really exist that's been created. We've discussed that before on this live stream, and it is really terrifying. And how the fake people are actually more believable by people looking at their faces. They find the fake faces more trustworthy than real faces. Because these bot programmers know exactly what they want to see in a kind face. They want nice eyes, they want a smile, they want good skin. Well, most people are ugly. And they're not trusted because they look like criminals. So being safe on Discord is an issue. And there are rumors that Discord is changing. We're not going to need bots anymore because they're going to lock things down, like Twitch locked things down. And all that's very good, if it actually happens. But who knows if it'll actually happen or not? I don't know. And here's Igba, who Igba does not speak English. Igba writes to us via translation app. So anything I send to Igba runs it through a translation app, then types a response, copies that, and pastes it into English. So we go back and forth as best we can, but now Igba, on Twitter and on Discord, it's just kind of like this. I'm just going to put up praying thank you hands and a purple heart, which is fine. It's just I missed the back and forth because it was very helpful. Gordon says, I didn't know if this was email worthy, but last night I was watching Bridgerton, as one does, and there was a humorous conversation about tomatoes. I love any conversation that's silly and about pronunciations. And I do pronounce, as I said the other day, California, because that's how Arnold says it, and I respect his pronunciation. Taught clearly that when you pronounce a word, you clearly pronounce every syllable. Not California, California. I like it. And if it's a funny story, share the funny story. Meanwhile, back in Gotham, I realized this morning that I had to put a little bit of Ethereum into my new MetaMask wallet and my established Coinbase wallet. And the Coinbase went right in. And it's interesting when you add $100, let's say, on Coinbase, you're buying $100 of Ethereum, which I like. And then they add their fees on top of that. That's not really a gas fee, it's their processing fee. It's how they're vigorish, as they say in the mafia, the VIG, which is usually $5 or $6, sometimes $7. That's their processing fee. Okay, so it ends up being $107 instead of $100. Okay, so it's in. Done. And an hour and a half later, I get a notification. Ethereum is down 5.5%. And I look, and my Ethereum that was $100 an hour and a half ago is now worth $86. Now we hope this goes up. And there are people saying crypto's dead. They said when Bitcoin first came out, and it was worth $2 for one Bitcoin, and then dropped to $1. Oh, we'll never recover. We lost half of our money. Whereas 6 weeks ago, Bitcoin was worth $40,000. And some people say it's a pyramid scheme, it's an MLM scam, that all the stupid people who bought because of the Super Bowl commercials have now lost all their money, and how we're going to replace them because they're the fools who keep it going. It's not for buying and selling and flipping. It's for doing business in a different way. It's going to be the future of where we're going. So I thought, well, MetaMask, which I've always found clunky, you can add to your wallet with a debit card or a credit card if it's accepted, but no credit cards I know that I have are accepted. I know Capital One won't do it. American Express across the board will not do it. Discover will not do it. So I don't know what credit cards they're bragging about that you can buy Ethereum with because they don't exist. And MetaMask offers 3 different services for buying Ethereum. Okay, Coinbase is just you're buying from Coinbase. So you're in their ecosystem and they just sell it to you. But MetaMask is different. They're decentralized. So they offer you 2 of them I'd never heard of. And the third one was MoonPay. And I've talked about MoonPay before. But I know that MoonPay is well known. I have an account with them, but I've just never been able to transfer any money because when I was trying to see if their credit card thing would work, it would never work. They said, we don't support this credit card. But I said, but you do support the credit. No, not that credit card. So I set up the debit card, Oh, Dora says tomatoes. Let's call the whole thing off. Potato, potato. I still don't trust it. The future will be restricted and controlled. I know Dora's not into crypto or even NFTs, although that's where her future can be made. Ethereum buttcoin. That is cruel. And now we know you're not a bot, because no bot would spell buttcoin. You're defeating your own initiative. Oh, it's Bitcoin. Oh, the bot corrected itself. Violated your prime directive. So what I do like about MoonPay is, I like and I don't like, is they offer you 3 different places to get your Ethereum, 3 different services. And they say what the transmission costs are, how much Ethereum, and they're all slightly different. And the one they had picked for me by default actually gave me not as much Ethereum as, believe it or not, MoonPay. I think MoonPay gave me 8 cents more for the same amount of money. So I said, well, I know I'm going to have to register, prove my ID, all that stuff on those first 2. Forget it. I'll just go with MoonPay. And what's interesting with MetaMask versus Coinbase is you want $100 of Ethereum. They deduct all the fees and fiascos from that $100. So you say you want to spend $100. You need $100 of Ethereum, but you're really only going to get like 93 because of all these other fees and transmission stuff that they list for you. And you have a countdown of 15 seconds. This is your price right now. Click yes and go, or it's going to change. So I waited, and the whole thing refreshed, and all new numbers close to what we had just seen. So I said, okay, so I'm not going to get $100 of Ethereum. I'm really going to get $93 of Ethereum. So I should have really asked, if I had known better, for $110 worth of Ethereum. And then you click on MoonPay. That takes you to their site. You log in. They had my registration, which I'm very grateful for. And they immediately put a test charge of 000 on your debit card, which raises kind of a red flag with the bank. And then you make your purchase, and you have to accept the terms, and it comes back, and it's in your wallet. But it's not $100, it's $93. And almost immediately, I get an emergency SMS from my bank saying, fraud has been detected on your account. Artist Dora says, have gas fees substantially or still highly volatile? Oh, well, that's a good question. Ethereum is very sadly at $17.52, but a couple of days ago it was $1,500, so it's going back up, sort of. Here are our eternal gas fees. I'll refresh, hard refresh. $21. As I told Commissioner Gordon, anything that is a gas fee that is around $30 and below, to me, that is an acceptable gas fee right now. Now, Ethereum 2 is coming stronger in August, September, and it's going to be pennies instead of dollars. So some people think gas fee of 21 is high. I don't think it's that high. $150 is too high. Oh, the commissioner has now done the research. So the episode of Bridgerton, a person comes to court, a young woman, and he says he doesn't understand why she never seems surprised when he brings her flowers. And perhaps he should bring a bushel of tomatoes. She laughs. Her sister says she hates tomatoes. She says that's untrue and she loves tomatoes. Then her sister says, you know where I have heard you can get excellent tomatoes? Greece. That was the tomatoes conversation. And artist Dora says, when I saw you creating all those NFTs, but now I realize it was due to your new project with Facebook. Well, some of it is, some of it isn't. Some of this is caused by Commissioner Gordon, who got the jump on us and taught us a lesson or two about NFTs. And so we learned from him and his experience, some difficult, some refreshing and joyful. And I thought, well, what are we waiting for? We've got to figure this out eventually, because we do want to sell some ASL stuff because we're starting to get asked for it. So maybe one of two of those are going to appear on the Facebook beta alpha. Artist Dora should be in the Facebook alpha beta, but I believe her son has banned her from NFTs. So I don't know how that's going to work. It could be a disaster. It could be a big blessing. But many of those ASL's videos are up there for proof of concept and practice. Gordon just said, I just tried speeding up that MetaMask transfer, which is still pending. And it said right now at 9:30 a.m. the fee for 30 seconds is $65. That is just unbelievably weird. So I appreciate that tomato story, Gordon, and I appreciate this story about MetaMask. So my bank SMS'd me and said there's fraud on your account. Say yes if you want to discuss this further. So I typed in yes, and they said, hey, there's a suspicious $100 fee from MoonPay. Did you authorize that? Now, Coinbase, they never said a word. And I put a lot of money on there from Coinbase. MetaMask, first time, fraud. So I said yes, and they said, okay, try again. But I went through. Dora says, yes, banned for now. But I cannot do the work. I am banned from creating NFT for now. Now, do you remember that beautiful Ukraine? I don't know if it was a flag or a drawing that turned, it wasn't for the Ukraine. It was blue and gold something, and then it looked like Ukraine to me. And I said, you should take a picture of that and put it on OpenSea. It would take you 10 seconds. And you could support Ukraine, you could support yourself, and get some money. And that's when I learned that she was banned from NFTs. I don't know if it's a ban for life, like Pete Rose, or if a person in charge of NFTs, her very smart son, will allow it in the future. We just don't know. It's all open for, I guess, argument and confrontation. So the MetaMask $100 appeared, Gordon, instantly. It was faster in my MetaMask wallet than my bank was saying there's fraud on your account. Now, what would they have done if I said, oh, yes, that is fraud, and I already had the money? They can't take it back because it's the blockchain. Now, MoonPay would probably go back and completely ban me from anything ever doing with them again. But I was very impressed that it landed in my account so quickly. I'm a little sad that I've lost $11, at least in one wallet so far. I've lost $11 in MetaMask, and how much did I lose in my Ethereum? Oh, more in my Coinbase wallet. Well, maybe not as much. Oh, I guess it would be the same, right? So that makes it very difficult. You think you're buying something of value. And so do you want to pay your fee up front, or do you want your fee deducted from the money that you're trying to get? That's a very interesting way of doing business. And it's not everything that I quite understand. But I will persevere through it. And now, it's that time of day for our very first blood pressure break. Returning in a moment. And we're back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Well, I see there's been conversation going on. I don't want to say behind my back, but I wasn't here. Which is good. I encourage everybody to talk to everybody else. And Commissioner Gordon said, is it just me? Or did David sound a little like Jeff Goldblum when he just now said he'd be back in a moment? Could be. I love Jeff Goldblum. I think he's a terrific actor. I really liked him on Criminal Intent. Is that it? CI, Criminal Intent? SVU. He was fantastic. And he lasted 1 season, 2 seasons, and they canceled the whole show. Which I think is coming back because Vincent's coming back. And then Artist Dora says he did, and then Artist Dora also says, I noticed a sound tone variation, but to me still in the acceptable range. I think the Artist Dora, perhaps bot, is talking about the quality of the microphone, because she has helped me before when the microphone is not working. We went through a lot of transitional pain between the Mac and the Windows machine. But I have a sound suppressor on. There's nothing wrong, though. Okay. And so the air conditioner, as you can see right back here, that thing turns on because it gets hot in here with the lights and everything. And it makes a terrible sound. And then it affects the microphone. And then I speak, and there's noise that's sort of suppressed. And then if I stop speaking and that's on, then the noise suppression turns off my microphone. So everything gets very quiet until I speak again, which I've noticed on the video on demand. But that's okay. It's just the way it is. It's a noisy room. If I had a full studio, it would be different. And my computer's right here. It's a big Dell right here. Makes a lot of noise as it cools itself too. And the laptop is over here and has a fan on. It's a very noisy room. I don't know how these other Twitch streamers do it where they're talking and it's just dead quiet. Sometimes you hear a dog barking in the background. But they do a good job somehow of noise suppression. And it's not the quality of the microphone, because I've had very good microphones that are worse than the microphone I'm using now. So I'm still watching my Ethereum. It's holding steady at now $88 from $100. I'm still not sure why Gordon has something that's still pending for $65. Is that the one that was on the Polygon network and it's still trying to get you to pay more to not have it delivered, or is this something else that's going on? Because that is a lot of gas. $65. See, I guess they know that you're waiting or something, so they're raising your gas fee. It's disturbing. I don't like it. So as we know, a little skin cancer problems. These two, they look like indentations, and I guess they are, but they're actually white scars, which my dermatologist loves. My skin doctor says all those white scars are beautiful because that means the cancer is gone. And I still think you should, connect them somehow with a magic marker or a tattoo or something. So I try to take care of my skin with skin regimens, which I have shown on this live stream in the first few weeks we were doing it. But there's one thing that I'm always supposed to use just on my own. This is not from the doctor, but from personal experience. Oh, Commissioner says, that's the one I tried listing on the Ethereum network, but had the MetaMask window open for 25 hours. That was this during the Sabbath. And clicked accept right after I opened the laptop. A mistake, to be sure. Oh, yeah, that is tough. So you can't get out of it. It's just going to be there like in limbo forever, I guess. Because $65 is a lot to pay for a gas fee. So there's one thing I'm supposed to do with my skin that has been proven by skin professionals to be very beneficial to the sort of skin that I have. Right now it's $41.75. See, this is what's so hard about this Ethereum thing and NFTs and why some people have been banned from it, is 10 minutes ago, it was $65, now it's $41.75. I mean, come on now. It's just the silliest thing. As I said before, when I made a big mistake on Super Bowl day, I was in a high time for NFTs, and I guess that was a high transmission time because I think the fee was $100 or something like that on Super Bowl day. But it went through really fast. But that I could have waited till the next day and it would have been fine. The fee would have been gone. But the one thing that people say is really great for skin, to keep it healthy, is vitamin K. And we have, from The Ordinary, a very effective, highly rated, people love it, vitamin K cream that comes in a tiny little thing. And I have used it exactly twice. The monster over here has discovered the vitamin K stash and uses it every day. And her skin looks beautiful. But for me, for some reason, they say keep it away from your eyes because you could be blinded by it. But whenever I put that vitamin K cream on, it burns my skin. And I think I have sensitive skin because like you touch my skin and it turns red. But also if it gets scratched or burned, it heals rather quickly. So I have terrible skin, but healing skin. So it's good skin that's not so great. Bot, not a bot. Good witch, bad witch. With us or against us. And I can't stand the feeling. It feels like my whole face is on fire. And I mentioned this to the lovely monster in the other room, and she said, oh, it doesn't feel that way on my skin. It feels good. So I'm debating with myself if I should continue to torture myself with the vitamin K cream or just let it go. Because we do have a history with vitamin K cream in that it's very healing, especially of a bruise. It was called Vita K. It's not available anymore because I believe the patent ran out. But it was invented by UMDMJ. If you're from New Jersey, you know UMDMJ is University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. Terrible, terrible acronym, I guess. It has now become Rutgers Medical School. But they invented this miracle vitamin K cream. And it was a miracle. And it was very expensive, like a little tube, $15, which is expensive for our part of town. And it was ugly designed, like it was designed by, doctors at UMDMJ. And the copyright, trademark, UMDMJ, it was fascinating. And you bring it home and you'd have a bruise on your arm and you just put it on and it would lift the bruise off of your arm. It was the most amazing, fantastic cream. And now there are all kinds of vitamin K creams. And we've been on a search to find the bruise replacement, the scar healer. I mean, it did everything. If you had anything wrong with your skin, you put a little bit of that vitamin K on there, and it was Vita K is what it was called. And it would heal it immediately. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to continue this vitamin K face therapy. Because the vitamin K stuff is very gritty. It feels, when you're putting it on, like it's a ground up vitamin that you're actually putting on your face. A little gross. And yesterday we talked about ASL Video on Demand, and we had a very big meeting about that yesterday after the show. And our philosophy always is, the live show is the live show. But the live show can't determine what our long-range goals are in this live stream. Especially for the weekend show with Jan Marie. That's about accessibility, inclusion, community. And as Gordon pointed out, look, when he goes back to the Video on Demands and looks at some of her shows, they are very advanced and doesn't really understand everything that's going on. And as Janice said, well, we can't do everything. I said, I know, but when Dora was showing up, it was a little bit different when she had time to visit with us, and you would type a little more, you'd sign a little slower. And now that it's, deaf and ASL students, you're at a different level, which is good and fine for that moment of the live stream. But as I've always said, the idea of these live streams is video on demand, because that's where these streams will live forever. So we're not worried about today in this moment. We are concerned with 25 years from now, when someone goes back and looks at a video on demand and tries to understand it and be included. Gordon says, if there be a way, post facto, to add captions to the video prior to YouTubing, it would be ideal. Well, it works the other way. On Facebook and YouTube, they auto caption everything that is spoken. But to do that in reverse, to try to figure out how to caption an ASL show, is a different sort of beast. I don't know if there's software to do it. You'd probably have to do it all by hand, and then upload the SRT file and sync it. But she has done it before, where it's much more, I don't want to say welcoming, accessible and understandable to people who may not know any sign language at all, where they can still sort of be there, let it wash over them, and ask questions and become more involved in the language, because it's not just about ASL, it's about disability and employment and those kinds of things. So while it depends on who the audience is that's with her, we always try to say the audience is not just the people who are with you immediately, but the people who are with you eternally. And really, honestly, her best audience in the future from now on is not going to be deaf people or ASL students. It's going to be hearing people who maybe want a different point of view on disability, deafness, and the sign language. So she took that rather well. And she's going to figure it out. It's all a process, and that's why we appreciate the feedback, trying to figure out what to do and how it's all going to work. And speaking of process and feedback, as you may know, I won the Soylent Green competition to come up with a slogan for the new Soylent Green bars that I think taste like toes. But I haven't told them that. Bite a fingernail, have a Soylent Green bar. Same thing. And my winning slogan was, we don't just taste of people anymore. Yay. So that's great, I won. And the reason I won, that's not because that was great, although I thought it was pretty good, is that my competition was terrible. They were young kids on Instagram who said, oh, Soylent Green, oh, the bars are yummy for your tummy. They didn't know the movie. They didn't get the joke that Soylent Green is people. People. So, I don't want to say I knew I'd win, but I knew I had the best slogan no matter what. So they told me I won. And I won $250 in gift cards. Artist Dora says they never saw the movie. Exactly. Because if you're going to come up with something, it has to be reference the movie in some way. Or it's not funny, because that's the whole joke of their company. They were founded on that joke. And they've denied it all up until now, and then Gordon figured out it's been 20 years since the movie, and that's why they're doing it this year. Or something like that. Was it 20? Something like that. 30 years. 50, 69 years, 70 years since the movie. Soylent Green is the queen. Yeah, so I won $250, and they thankfully sent that to me electronically. Now, I know Soylent, and they have great PR people and terrible shipping and customer service. So I ran as fast as my fingers could take me to their website, and I put in 3 different orders using those 3 cards, $100, $100, and $50. And I waited for them to ship, and then I put in another order. I waited for it to ship, put in another order. Because otherwise, they're going to put 6 boxes into one big box, and it's impossible. The max is 2 boxes. That's manageable for UPS without destroying it, for bringing it up here. So it all worked out. Everything arrived. Fantastic. However, they're also supposed to send me a box of the Soylent Green bars, which I don't really like, but the person in the other room finds them acceptable. So we'll take it. Worth, I believe, one box is, I want to say, $29. So the green box was shipped on the 15th of last month. Okay, now I ordered the bundle of the shirt, of the mint chocolate, of the green bars, and it arrived. I showed it to you on the live stream within 7 days of ordering it. So I went back to the Instagram people and said, hey, I won, thank you so much. I spent the $250, but I would love these bars that say they shipped on the 15th. And it says it's been partially fulfilled, but I don't know what that means because nothing has been delivered or even shipped. It's not even on its way. And they replied and said, "Whoa, well, it's only the 15th. This was 2 weeks ago. It's only the 15th. It'll be there." So, okay. So now my question is, how long do I wait till I do my second follow-up saying, look, there are no bars. They're not coming. It's not partially fulfilled. It's not even on its way. I'm guessing I'll have to wait until the 15th, right? So it's like full month of waiting. And I know what they're going to say because I deal with the Soylent people all the time. They're going to say, give it another month. So I'm sure glad that, we're not planning on using these bars for part of our diet, but we would like to because they're a little tiny thing. And for a monster in the other room, it's a lovely little snack to replace like a dessert or something. And it's 100 calories and I think 10 grams of protein. So they're power-packed little tiny bars. But what do? They're not sending it. We know they have shipping problems. That's why it was so great and maybe they knew. That's why they sent me the the gift card codes in email. And now it's that time of day. Another blood pressure break. Returning in a moment. And we're back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES, .television, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Although this Monday I'm trying to figure out if there's going to be a show or not, because last Monday I was kidnapped by Jana Marie for a lovely picnic. And Monday is her 20th anniversary in her job, helping disabled people get jobs. Her job is to help people get jobs for the state of New York. So I'm trying to think if she's off that day and if I should kidnap her back. I don't know. She might already be busy. But I've been thinking about it. Well, I never finished my story about these strange people that were in our membership on the Discord server. So I'm there, I'm thinking, okay. So we have 53 people on this server, which is shockingly large to me. And then I see like 25 of these people, bots with no real image. So I'm a little dismayed by that. And then I click on it to get more information about, who they are, because usually when a person joins your server, they're doing it for a reason, so they at least say hi or something. And these people had never said anything, and they had weird names like Reno 101.2.5, that kind of thing, not real people names. And I saw that they were all, believe it or not, in quarantine, which is a special role. Whoops, what is that? I don't know what that was. That Mr. Wick creates. And the process is you go to the server, you are vetted invisibly by Mr. Wick, and if you pass all of those gates, those fences, then you are put in the verification role. Temporarily, as Mr. Wick then asks you to fill in a CAPTCHA, and it's a very easy CAPTCHA. And then once you pass that, then you're in on the server. However, you have like 30 seconds or a minute to respond to the CAPTCHA. And if you don't fill it in time, then Mr. Wick thinks, okay, well, this is not a real person, I don't think. So I'll change the role, Mr. Wick says, from in verification to quarantine. Meaning, if you're a real person and you're in quarantine, you can't do anything, but you're on the server, so you'll send the person a message saying, hey, I'm in quarantine, what happened? Why can't I get in? Which is usually what happens. Our friend Ellie got stabbed, I guess, by Mr. Wick at least 3 or 4 times trying to join our server. She kind of was the alpha test sacrifice for getting on that server. And she finally did. She didn't give up, which is good because most people would have given up. And so I went through and one by one, I deleted all the in quarantine bots that had been caught. And if they were real people, I would have heard back from them and said, hey, why am I deleted? But nobody said anything because I know they're bots. And the great part is that our membership remained at 53. So the bots, or the quarantine people, were not being counted as our members, which I thought was delightful, because I thought we were going to lose half of the people who are registered for this server. So that's good. Now, the Grand Theft Auto server has 500,000 people on their server. And they had asked Discord to make their server larger because they were running out of room. So let's see, 500,000 on a server, 53 on a server. One of us is more popular. Probably due to bots. Well, I'm delighted to report that I have now gained $1 in my Ethereum wallet. And to the horror of some, the high price for gas is now $100. It's a rough day for gas in Ethereum. The low price is $99.96. The high price is $100.68. Wow. And on down the line, Uniswap. Now, swapping is very important in the crypto world because sometimes you have Bitcoin and you want it to be Ethereum. It's not a trade, it's a swap. And the other way around. You want what other coin, Ethereum, into Bitcoin, you do a swap. There are companies that you then go through that do the swap for you. Sometimes it's all in its own network, like Coinbase, and sometimes they bring in a third party. And that's where things can get a little confusing. A US dollar transfer is $26 on the high end. Now, if we refresh this, is it going to go up or go down? Nobody knows. It's the roulette wheel. Now, see, now it's down to $46 high. Within what? We were chatting for 60 seconds, and it goes from $100 to $46. Now, if you're used to this, you know, okay, I'm going to wait because it's going to go down. But some people who don't know, don't wait. They pay that price, or they just walk away and don't make the sale at all, which is very frustrating and confusing for dedicated consumers trying to get in the game. Here's a very interesting story from our friend. Shiner on security, remotely controlling touch screens. Now this is sort of interesting and maybe perhaps even a little bit terrifying. Researchers have demonstrated controlling touch screens at a distance, at least in a laboratory setting. So I guess you could be in a cafe, theoretically, and someone near you would be able to manipulate your touch screen. You're on your iPad watching a movie, you take a phone call, they're behind you somehow, and they manipulate and go into your Buttcoin wallet and steal all your money while you're on that telephone. The core idea is to take advantage of the electromagnetic signals to execute basic touch events such as taps and swipes into targeted locations of the touchscreen, with the goal of taking over remote control and manipulating the underlying device. The attack, which works from a distance of up to 40 millimeters, which is not very far, hinges on the fact that capacitive touch screens are sensitive to EMI, leveraging it to inject electromagnetic signals into transparent electrodes that are built into the touch screen to register such touch events. I love a touch event. So it's made for the metaverse. The experimental setup involves an electrostatic gun. Oh boy, here we go. A whole new form of gun control. To generate a strong pulse signal that's then sent to an antenna to transmit an electromagnetic field to the phone's touchscreen or iPad or my laptop here. I didn't even know when I bought it. My Dell has a touchscreen, which I sort of love. I never use it, but I love the idea of maybe using it if I wanted to. Commissioner Gordon says, Coinbase continues to frustrate me as I cannot connect any bank account because my legal name is Gordon Alvin Davidescu, and banks have me as Gordon Davidescu. And to Coinbase, those are two different people. Try getting the bank to add a middle name without walking into a branch. Wow, that is frustrating. Although I sort of understand it, but I do think it's ridiculous. But this is where computers run the people. The computer says two different people, and people cannot override it with common sense. Unless they see you in person. That is very confusing. So I guess your photo ID from the government must have your middle name in it, and that's what's causing the trouble? Maybe. What, is it the same for a debit card? A bank debit card? It seems like that might be one way to go. That's what I use. I like the debit card because even though it's a debit card from your bank account, it still has some protection on it for a false payment. If they're pulling directly from your bank account, you better make sure you know exactly what's going on because it's going to be harder to get it back if something goes bonkers. My bank debit card also has no middle name. That is very interesting, especially with such a very, very unique name. First name and last name, very unique. I'm not sure how you get over that. I guess if you were cunning, what you could do, not cunning, clever, smart. Clever's bad. I didn't know clever was a bad thing. And then I learned that it was. That clever is a negative idea. Go to the bank, I guess. Or what you could do is, not directly, either a friend or perhaps your wife. What you have them do is they would send you the money. They would do the transaction on their own, and then they would send you Ethereum to Ethereum, which I guess would cost you gas money, which you don't want to do. Or if you have Cash App, if you have Cash App, Cash App now does at least Bitcoin. I don't know if they do Ethereum. Now I have to know. Because I've done this before. I figured this out. I went through a swapper and then I figured out, no. Do the swap yourself through the Cash App. So that way I sent myself, I think, Bitcoin from Cash App to my Coinbase wallet. Then once it was Coinbase, then I swapped it from Bitcoin to Ethereum. And it was beautiful. It took 10 seconds. Where before I was doing a swap through some other ledger, my hardwire wallet. So I actually started there. I set my hardwire wallet. I needed a swap. And I tried to do it through their system and it didn't work because it had to be a wire transfer and something got all messed up. But they fixed it, but it took a while. So I had my Bitcoin in my ledger wallet. I sent it to my Cash App. So it was Bitcoin to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin to my Coinbase wallet, which I then swapped magically for Ethereum. Now, it took me 2 days to figure out to do it that way, but once I figured it out, it took all of really 10 seconds. Okay, so right now Cash App is just Bitcoin. US dollars in Bitcoin, but it's okay. So if you have Cash App set up, go buy a little bit of Bitcoin, send it to your MetaMask wallet, then do the swap. Done. My gas fee for that advice is only 2 cents. There's always a way. And that Cash App, which I was very surprised, has really improved. I think I even bought like a stock with it just for fun. I think I bought $5 worth of Apple. And every once in a while I get an email from Cash App, I think, saying, hey, your Apple investment has gone up. I'm looking at it right now. I do. What does it say? I invested. I now have $6. I invested $5, and it's now worth $6. I believe it's an Apple, or maybe they just decide what it is. I can't remember what it is. Oh, my investment. I invested in Apple, and you can buy into a fund. You can buy specific. I just did it just to see if I could do it, but I did it. It was, like I said, that was probably 7 seconds. Yeah, I'm impressed with Cash App, I admit it. Zelle scares me because Zelle, while very popular, is very dangerous, which is why scammers love it, because it pulls directly out of your bank account. Cash App is sort of a separate thing. You can have a bank account with Square, I believe, who owns Cash App, or now they're called something else, Bank or something. But I like having things separated into their own silos, and then I'm the one who decides who communicates with who and when. That's what Hurricane Sandy taught us the hard way. When all the lights went out, is not to have all of your money in one bank. So now we split our money across different banks. So if one goes out, their ATMs are out, you have another place you can go and get money from there. And if that one's out, you have another place you can go. You don't have just one place that is 100% in control of all of your funds. And then if we were really smart, we'd have like a gold bar or two hidden under the bed. But we're not that clever yet. Not that rich. And now my music stopped and there's no reason why. Now I think we're starting again. Maybe. No. This is annoying when this happens. Now I just have to restart the whole thing. Ethereum update. We are holding steady at $89. There we go. Our music's not playing. And look what time it is. Oh boy. Time for another break. But Gord makes a good point. Go to the bank, I guess. Nobody wants to go to the bank. And one of our banks is a Schwab, which is really, really, really terrific for a bank. And they have one or two places where you can go in if you have to across the United States of America, but they know that they're basically a virtual bank. So they make it very easy to do things on your phone with a lot of security, do things over the phone with them. They are super friendly and nice. You can invest, you can have checking, you can have all kinds of things with them. And on their website, it's very sophisticated. They don't want you to go into their branch. They will fix your problem virtually, which I think I'm very happy. And then our regular bank, you got to go in for everything. They're old-fashioned and clunky, and they don't like to do anything over the phone or through the mobile app. They just come on into a branch and we'll fix it that way. I don't want to go into a branch. But now I'm taking my break. I will return momentarily. And we're back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And tomorrow, Jana Marie is back. Last weekend, she was not feeling well, so she's back full force. 11 a.m. tomorrow, 11 a.m. Sunday. For about an hour. You can ask her questions. Or just sit there and have fun. Because a lot of it happens in text. As we are back, we see that our friend Dora said, "The whole process is frustrating. Speaking for myself, why put myself through this? I don't have time to run around in circles." That's very true. However, once you do it, then you're in. And the reason it's so difficult is because it's money, it's fiat, it's all out there at stake. So they're trying to not get people ripped off. They want to make sure you are who you are and to get rid of the bad people. So once you're in the system and verified, then everything's just smooth. Because they already know who you are and you've vetted yourself and you've sent them all the information that they need. Your name's worked out. And then it's very easy. Then you're in. Now, getting your stuff on OpenSea, I understand how that could be a frustrating process because you would need to create an Ethereum wallet or a wallet. MetaMask is popular, which is what I'm using for the Facebook beta test, and what Commissioner Gordon is using. There's also Coinbase wallet, which is I call my main wallet because it's very convenient. And then you associate that with your OpenSea account. And every time you make a transaction on OpenSea, at least for me, I have to confirm everything that I do on my phone. And my phone is connected to my Coinbase wallet. So it knows who I am. So I am identified every time I want to favorite something, or if I want to buy something, or if I want to transfer something. It says, please confirm this on your phone, and I get a little pop-up on my phone saying, is this you? Are you trying to sign, is what they call it, sign this document from OpenSea saying I want to favorite this NFT. Yes. Okay, it's favorited. Then for the rest of the day, pretty much, you do whatever you want to do. And it can feel a little oppressive. But when you realize why it's being done, then it's like, okay, this is just part of the process. And then once that's done, then you click on create. And then you just drag your NFT there, give it a name, click save, and you're selling. People can make an offer. Or if you decide you want to take the next step and put a hard price on it, you can go in there, set a hard price, and then you're going to pay a registration fee, which can be $100 or it could be $7, depending on the gas. And then you save it again and you're in business. You are an entrepreneur. And I mention this because Commissioner Gordon taught us all this in half a day, because he did just that. And it was very simple. I mean, he had a little hard time getting MetaMask set up and getting everything worked out, but it's worked out now. So it was a little bit of time going around in a circle, but now he's in. Now he's an NFT expert. Now he is in the crypto board of understanding. He's not being left behind. The machines will do the work for Commissioner Gordon. So I understand why your son is concerned. And I know that you're very careful. You have a very strong financial background, and you don't do any mobile banking on your phone. There's nothing that can be accessed. I completely understand that. Because as I said, I have another one of you in the other room. But sometimes you just take a step forward and you just see what it's like. And you protect yourself. Because all of these apps and banks can have two-factor authentication. If you have an iPhone, it uses Face ID to unlock your phone so that no one can get in there and transfer or make a charge without having your face. So I find it very safe. But I understand there's some people who don't want to do it. That's okay. But for me, if I were an artist with many opportunities, there you go. See? You've already figured it out. Artist Dorabot, a Dorabot, ooh, I like that, would create a separate account. Well, there you go. That's it. That's perfect. And there you can do all of that on your phone too, like Ally Bank. You download the app, right? You set up your account, and that becomes your NFT account. That's very smart. Exactly what you do. You make your own silo. And that's kind of what I was suggesting to the commissioner before the break is my roundabout, but I became my own bank. Ledger Bitcoin, paid the gas fee, get it over Cash App, right? Okay. Pay a gas fee to move it again, move it to Coinbase, pay the gas fee, swap it for Ethereum, pay a gas fee, and then I hit my Ethereum. Dora says, but still cannot, as I'm bound by work rules for now. Yeah, that's right. Oh. I'm still not sure. I understand they don't want you in crypto, but if you're selling art, I don't know how that could be a problem. But I know those are the rules. So that's a little sucky that you have to wait until you're done. And they probably would frown if you hired, a third party to sell your NFTs, because then you're just being technical and trying to get around it, where you're still getting the benefit of it. So that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. You're not allowed. Not by the Boston Mafia, but by the Manhattan Mafia. And as we wind up the week on Friday, I'm reminded of the earlier conversation we had about the good witches and the bad witches. And how I'm seeing this kind of rising tide, very strangely, where people are now saying they're good witches and they are against bad witches. And they're trying to decide if you're a good witch or a bad witch. And I think it's all based on reruns from the Good Witch show. That people are watching this, they've been bored during the pandemic, and they're now taking up this life lesson to become a purveyor of goodness by being a good witch. But the good witch stuff is also very punishing, because if you're not a good witch, then that means you're a bad witch and you're against them. But it's interesting how people go back in time to mold things that have already happened to fit their current state of mind. One friend has said that she discovered a wizard hat that she had from Disney from several years ago. I don't know if it's Mickey Mouse, Fantasia, it's purple with gold stars on it. And she found that hat. I guess it looks like a dunce cap, but it's purple. And has used that now as evidence of her witchiness, of her good witchiness. Proving in her mind that all along, all these years, she's been a good witch, but didn't know it because she could not recognize the signs. And I read an interesting article that is sort of related to this, about these mass shootings in America. And this author made a very detailed, long investigation into the commonalities of these mass shooters. And it's not age. And it's not revenge. And it's not mental illness. This author said these mass shooters want recognition. They want to be known. They want to be famous. They want to be on the record as a killer. And so they have manifestos, and they post things online now. And they often kill themselves or die in the gunfight because they believe that adds to their fame and their notoriety. And then turning around again, this witch movement sort of has the same vibrations, at least for me, that people want to be important, self-determined, self-defining. Well, I'm a good witch. I think you're a good witch too, right? I'm not into that. It's good for you, but I'm not a good witch or a bad witch. Well, if you're not a good witch, are you against us? Are you a good guy with a gun or a bad guy with a gun? That's what it comes down to. And how do you reason with a person who wants to go out there and mass murder everybody for notoriety? And how do you reason with someone who is tangentially in your life and who has gone off a little bit, maybe on a tangent, breaking the world into good witches and bad witches? It's like, how did this happen? I'm into sandwiches, but it doesn't matter to me if you're a good witch or a bad witch. And then you get into trouble because it's, well, it does matter because there's morality and good witches help people and advise people and bad witches do this and try to hurt people, and we have to deal with the bad witches, which is an inherent threat. Just like these mass shooters who think that they are the determiner the God that walks the earth and then kills people and shoots them so they are unrecognizable to the authorities and their parents. We live in interesting times, and we have to be careful. There was another article I read. A teacher in California taught 33 years, halfway into the semester, quit. Because she had an unruly student who was threatening her, and she went to the principal. The principal said, "What can I do?" Went to the union said, "What can I do?" Went to the school board, "There's nothing to be done." And this student would sit there in class and glare at her and threaten her. So she said, "I've had enough of this. I have 2 months of sick leave. I'm going to the doctor. I'm getting a determination that I need a stress leave because of PTSD, and I'm never coming back." And she left. And who could blame her? My goodness. It's difficult. The students are running the prison, and that's what our schools are becoming. Harden them so people can't get in, but also people can't get out. Well, I thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a lovely conversation, lively and full of fun and interesting thoughts. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me, david@bowles.tv. If you have a question or comment for Jana Marie, she is jana@bowles.tv. On Facebook, we're regular old BOLES is our page. Alpha test to come. On Twitter, we're David Bowles, super follows, available. On Instagram, Bowles Books, TikTok, Bowles TV. And here's our Discord server if you want to stop by and say hello or post something. The bots will not get you. The bots are on your side on our server. And tomorrow is Jana Marie, 11 a.m. So until next week, I'll see you in a day or two. Monday, Tuesday, we shall return. And until then, may you have a lovely nap, a terrific sleep, and a wonderful wake-up as you discover your soul is filled with appropriate joy and righteousness. Artist Dora says bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dora. Gordon says see you on Tuesday. Gordon's off on Monday. See you on Tuesday, Mr. Gordon. Take care and be well. You know where to find me.